Hello, people. Hello, Thrive champions. Hello, Thrive Nation. Hello, Thrive Tribe. How are you doing? You're welcome. Get everybody in. Get everybody in. We are live on another live session today. If you're on here live, just put your name and of course, or give me an emoji. I'll see your name. Just give me a fire emoji in the chat. I just want to know who is in the room while we have this live session today. Okay, how are you? I see you coming in. I see you. Good to see you too. Trust you're doing very well. Trust you are doing absolutely amazing. I am awesome. I'm doing great. So good to see you. Who else is in the room? Who else is in the room? We're talking about something amazing today. So I'm really excited about what we're talking about. Welcome to our June live session. Can you believe we're already halfway through the year already? It's amazing. Like we're already halfway. If you blink too fast, if you blink too fast, December will just be waving at you like, hope you had plans. I remember when we started in January, and here we are in June, and then December is just right there at the corner. It's the first week in June, the halfway mark of 2025. And what better time to reflect, to refocus, and get intentional about becoming more visible, about becoming more impactful, and more aligned with your purpose. There's no better time to have that conversation. I know many of us wrote goals at the beginning of the year. We had plans. Some of us have a very long list of things that we wanted to do. And this is half mark, right? And I think this is really a good time. A number of us are also in some holiday season at this time, and it's a good time to retreat, it's a good time to reflect, it's a good time to refocus, it's a good time to become more aligned with your purpose. So today we're talking about something that could shift everything for you this year. We're talking about something that is close to the heart of every purpose driven person. And I know you are yourself. I know you are a purpose driven person. That's why you're here. Okay. So, this conversation today is something that sits right at the heart of something that should be of interest to any purpose driven person. Today, we're talking about from passion to platform, turning your ideas into influence. How many of you have ideas? Like from the beginning of the year, you've come into some really creative ideas about some of the things that you've, should I say, you caught um, a birth pang for something that in your heart you felt like you were called to do, or you developed a level of desire to achieve those things, right? Do you have ideas? The question is, how do you turn your ideas into influence? Do you have things that you're passionate about? How do you create a platform for your passion, for your creative ideas to find expression so that it can deliver impact for other people? This is a session that will be very succinct, but at the same time, it will deliver everything that you need to be able to reflect. Okay, so whatever you're getting from what I'm saying, just send it back to me through the chat. Let me know how this is resonating with you. So, like today, I said the topic we're talking about is from passion to platform, turning your ideas into influence. Now, this is for anyone at all who has ever said, I know I have something valuable. And we all come to that point in our lives when we come to that reckoning of what it is that we carry, of the value that we are. Because I usually will say, you are the value, you are the brand, you are the message. All right. You are the value, you are the brand, you are the message. So there is often times when we come into that recognition of the value that we are and what it is that we embody, what it is that we carry. So this particular session is for that person who has ever said, I know I have something valuable, but I just don't know how to put it out there. I hear this a lot, almost on a regular, almost on a daily basis. I coach executives, I coach people that are much more advanced in their careers. I coach people that are established business founders, business leaders, and I still hear these things. Even people that have been successful in something in their lives still feel like, there's something more. There's more I can be doing. I know that there is something valuable that I could still put out there, but I really just don't know how to get it out. I've been having more interesting conversations recently with some of the people in my Wealth Accelerator coaching program. And this is for people that I'm hand holding and holding accountable on the journey of executing their wealth blueprint. And one of the things that we've been talking about is realizing that you're not going to be wealthy by just earning salary. You're not going to be wealthy by just earning active income only. You will have to develop other streams of income. And some of those streams of income will be expressions of your passion, will be things that you are able to find um, that cuts or that comes at the intersection of your passion and profit. Do you see? And you're going to find opportunities to leverage that, to find that sweet spot where your passion intersects with profit. And then you're able to convert it to something valuable. Because when I talk to people about building multiple streams of income, I'm not the type that would say, go and find new things. Everything you need is already within, is already around you. Sometimes we're just not aware. Sometimes we're just not conscious. Sometimes we know these things, but we've not come to really put value on them. Sometimes we see this latent potential in ourselves, but we just don't know how to convert it to something that is valuable and something that can continue to flow. Do you understand? And that value continues to flow consistently. And then you're able to repurpose it or put it within a structure or a system. And that's when you call it a business, when you put it within a business system, a business system. All right. So if you've ever said, I know that I have something valuable, I know that, there's a lot about me that I can deliver to help another person or that I can use to solve another person's problem, but I just don't know how to play there. I don't know how to harness it. Then this conversation is for you. This conversation is also for you if you have so many ideas. There are a lot of people that are ideas junkies. They just don't understand execution. They don't know how to translate the idea to value. So if you are that person that your ideas come to you like this, right? You look right, left, center, and all you see are different ideas, things that are possible, but you don't know where to start. This conversation is also for you. Okay. If you're somebody that has ever said, how do I get people to listen? How do I get people to trust and follow me or to believe in what I'm doing and to be willing to want to give value for it? This conversation is also for you. Okay? So you're not alone. There are many people that have been in that space. There are many people that are in that space. And there are many people that have also moved on from that space. I've been there. There was a time in my life where I really was feeling very restless. Even though on the outside, I had the look and the appearance of someone that is successful because, I was at the peak of my corporate career, so to speak. And that's something that a lot of people were still aspiring for. And I seem to have it already. but there was still restlessness. There was still this sense of emptiness, void, or something that just really made me feel like I'm not yet there. There's still something more. And I needed to find that thing. So I've been there. And I think that's why I qualify to have this conversation with you, because I've been able to navigate that season of my life to be able to figure out what is the more that I need to become, what is the more that I can give, and what is the more that I can have. How do I harness what I have that is of value and then be able to translate it into something that another person will see as valuable, and they will be able to exchange value with me. And as I do that thing consistently, I'm able to then build a platform where I can consistently deliver that value. That's the conversation we're having today. That conversation should excite you. If you're someone that is purpose driven, if you are a visionary, if you're someone that is driven by impact, if you're someone that really wants to do so much more than you're currently doing, you want to level up. Remember our last live session, we talked about leveling up our thinking. We talked about, strategic thinking, how to do so much more, how to elevate our work, how to elevate our impact and our influence. And now we're talking about all those ideas that you have, all those things you've been able to come up with. The fact that you've been able to recognize that there's something valuable about you, or you have valuable skills, valuable experience that you can take from just being ideas and translate to influence. If you have that, if you reckon that you have something that is valuable, then sit pretty and let's have this conversation today. It's a conversation. So I need you to, talk back to me through the chat. Let's have a two-way street so that I understand what is resonating with you. So drop whatever resonates with you, anything that hits you, anything that sounds like this is my own word. Put it in the chat, okay? Now the question is, how do I turn what I love, that thing that lights me up, into a platform that influences other people and creates opportunities for other people? That's the first question I want to ask. And I believe that that's also a question that perhaps maybe some of you are asking. You've been thinking about, okay, I have these fantastic ideas. I've drawn up this plan. I have goals that I've set. I've sort of created a vision blueprint for my life. And I see that there are many things that I could possibly be doing. The question then is, how do I convert it? How do I turn it into a platform that influences others, creates opportunity for others, and creates value for me and for every other person? This session is about helping you to go from just having a great gift, a great talent, a fantastic idea, to actually doing something impactful with it. Okay, that's what this session is about. Because one thing that we should definitely tell ourselves, remind ourselves every day, is I don't want to ever go to my grave with all that I'm endowed with. I want to die empty. Everything that I've been resourced with, everything that I own, everything that I have, is for me to create something with it. So the question then is, how do we get into this creation mode? How do we begin to create with the raw materials that we've been given? Because every experience in life, they are raw materials that you can convert into something much valuable to influence the world. Every skill, every talent, every gift that you have, they are raw materials in your hands that when you go to work on them, you can create finished products that will serve other people. That's how I want you to see this conversation. So the truth is, many of us have something valuable inside of us. And when I say something valuable, you'll be asking me, okay, what exactly? It could be a story. story about your life experience, something that you've gone through. Could be a skill, could be a voice about something you're passionate about, something you consistently advocate for, something that maybe pains you when you see it and you lend your voice to it actively. So you have a voice, a message, a message that is burning in your heart that you want everybody to know about. But it often sits quietly because we're unsure about how to turn it into something that is tangible, something that is visible, something that is useful for other people. So today's session is about bridging that gap between passion and platform so that you can build something that does not just serve you, but also serve others and leave a mark because your life is for a purpose. And so everything you have should be about leaving a mark and making an impact in your generation. So, first of all, let's try to understand passion versus platform. Okay, let's begin by clarifying the difference. What is passion? Passion is your fire. Passion is that thing that lights you up. I used to say of myself that I'm an introvert. I know many people don't believe it, but I consider myself an introvert. And what that means is that I don't talk for the sake of talking. Talk or a lot of talking actually drains my energy. Okay. But guess what? When you talk about something that I'm passionate about, or when you bring a topic that I'm passionate about, you will see how I will light up. You will see how I can go on talking about that topic without stopping. That's something that lights me up. You will find me talking without holding any book, without referencing anything. It's like there's a well that I'm drawing all the things that I'm saying from. It just flows. That's passion. What about you? What are you passionate about? I need you to drop that in the chat for me. What's that thing that lights you up that when they talk about it, when they mention it like this, you can go on and on? When I have speaking engagements and people engage me to talk on something that I'm passionate about, many times I really don't have to do any serious preparation because anywhere you bring the question from, I will find something to give you and it will come from somewhere deep inside. I don't have to have thought about it because it's something that I've ruminated on for so long. It's something that I'm passionate about. I can deliver. You wake me up from my sleep. I can go on and on about it. What is that thing for you? I just would like to know. What's that thing that is your own fire? What's that thing that lights you up? What's that thing that you do naturally, joyfully, often without even thinking about whether there's a reward for it or not? I had a coaching session with a dear friend of mine and a client yesterday, and she said to me, and we were talking about similar conversation around what else and what else can you do? What else can you repurpose yourself into? What else is it that you've done all these years that people always call you for, that people always reach out to you for, that you are always willing to help people with without even thinking of charging them for anything? And she said, it's connecting people. She's always eager to, she finds demand somewhere and then she sees supply another place. She's always eager to bring people together. And she does it almost effortlessly. And she's done it in terms of helping people to structure deals, especially real estate deals. So somebody wants to buy real estate property, especially outside of Nigeria, maybe in the UK, US, and she knows, she has a network of people who do these things, and the kind of work that she also does as well as a banker also puts her in a place where she's structuring financing for similar type of projects. She's never thought of how can I create value for myself in this value chain that I operate in, but that's something that she does without even thinking. And we began to harness how could she build a framework, a model around it that allows her to be able to get value out of something that she does passionately, something that she would have done without earning. If you're live in this session, I need you to put a chat there. What is that thing that you're passionate about? What is that thing that you're passionate about? What is that thing that you would do if no one paid you for it? For some people, it is storytelling. For some people, it is speaking. They just love to speak. For some people, it is organizing. I can't stand chaos, for instance. You don't have to pay me to organize stuff. Now, when I say organize, it's not so much about decor, like, interior decor and things like that. It's not so much about that. For me, it's just really about having a place tidied up and organized. I remember back in the day when I was in school, whenever I came back home on holiday or maybe a short break or something, everything I see is the disorder that is around the house. Now, there are people in the house that have been living in the house that never saw that disorder. But when I come in, that's the first thing I see. I see curtains that are not placed properly or that are dirty that needs to be washed. I see things that need to be properly arranged. I see things that need to be properly placed. I just see things. So when I come in, the first few days, I'm pulling things down, I'm washing, I'm cleaning, I'm scrubbing, I'm arranging, I'm organizing. That's what I'm doing. In fact, at some point, my mom said, how you know that Biola is in the house is you will see, different things just getting done. You know, things that they've stacked in a place for so long that has gathered dust. They didn't see it. I will see it. Those are the things that I'll begin to pick out. I'll begin to fix. I'll begin to do. And I don't have to be paid to do it. In fact, I don't even need a motivation to do it. I just do it. So imagine that I'm able to do something where I come into a space, I'm able to organize it, and I get paid for it. That's the intersection of passion and profit. I will still have done it anyway because I just derive fulfillment in organizing. It comes to me naturally. I will do it whether I'm paid for it. Someone says editorials and research lights me up. That's interesting. Some people think it's boring, but here you are. It's something that naturally comes to you, it lights you up. So, if someone like me now does not like to do research, like if it bores the daylight out of me, I'm coming to you right, right up. Do you see? And I'm willing to pay you to just get that thing off me because I don't enjoy it. Do you see? And that is something that you do, you love to do, you enjoy doing, and it's even sweeter when you are now paid for it. Do you see what I mean? What else? Who else is sharing? What are you passionate about? What comes to you naturally? What would you do joyfully without thinking of a reward? That thing is what you talk about non-stop at events or when you meet people. When people just politely smile back and back away, you will go on and on about it. It's that thing that you can't shut up about. That's what it is. That's your passion. It could be speaking, it could be writing, it could be teaching, it could be solving problems, it could be creating systems, it could be styling people, it could be advocating for change, it could be anything. Some people enjoy cooking. They will not as much as eat a lot of the food, but they just enjoy seeing everybody enjoy what they cook. For some people, it's passion. Another person said, speaking and writing does it for me. It's something you will do without thinking about getting paid for it. So that's your passion. Now let's talk about platform. Platform is your amplifier. Okay? It is how you show up with that passion. That's platform. It's as simple as that. Let's not complicate it. Platform is your amplifier. It is how you show up in the world with that passion. It is how people come to know you. It is how people come to trust and be influenced by your passion. When I started to talk about family businesses, sustainability about family business, legacy, family wealth, those are things that I'm passionate about, by the way. making sure that we build wealth for multi generations. Just bring on that conversation and forget it. I can talk for hours. When I started to write about it on LinkedIn, when people eventually then reach me or when they see me, they'll be like, oh, I follow you on LinkedIn. I read all your posts. You're so passionate about. How did people know that I'm passionate about it? It's because I would always write about it. That's how people know. And what platform of expression have I used to, project my passion? LinkedIn, for instance. So I've used that to amplify that message that I'm passionate about. I could have sat there in my house and be talking about it. Nobody is going to hear it. I could have been writing on my laptop and be journaling about it. Nobody else will see it, even though I am passionate about it. But I'm using the LinkedIn platform as the amplifier of that message so that other people can see, read it, be influenced by it, be encouraged by it, be inspired by it, be propelled to take action by it. So it's your stage. The platform is your stage. It's your voice. It's your impact. It's how people encounter your brilliance. Some people come to me, they'll be like, you write a lot and you write very well. How do you find things to write about? The interesting thing is that I find things to write about from everyday conversations. It's as simple as that. Everyday conversations. Sometimes I'm reading an article and something just strikes me from that article. I'll be like, I need to write about that. Or I'm listening to the news and someone says something. I'll be like, that's something I should write about. There's something there. Or I'm just having a random conversation with somebody and the person will just say something and then it triggers something in me and I'll note it. I have a place on my WhatsApp on my phone, either on my WhatsApp or my notepad on my phone. I just put it there. So whenever I feel like I need ideas of things to share, I go there and I go and see all the things that I've dropped there. And I pick one and I bring it up and then flesh it out. So it's how people encounter you. It's how people encounter your brilliance, even when you're not physically in the room. A platform could be a coaching business, similar to my coaching business, because that's where people encounter me. I get into their space. I share my brilliance with them. I bring frameworks. I help them gain clarity. I solve problems. That's a platform I have created. And so when I put it out there, that I have this coaching program, coaching, platform or service, that's my platform right there that I'm inviting people to come and experience my brilliance, what I have to give. This community is my platform. Today, I have invited you to come into this live session with me so that I can share my knowledge with you, so that you can be inspired by it, so that it can cause you also to be transformed and become better people. This is my platform, this community. You can have your own community too. You can. A platform, for instance, could be a speaking circuit for the person that says she likes to speak and write. You can create a speaking circuit. Find people like you that love speaking. TEDx is a speaking platform. Toastmasters, where they brush up your speaking skills and presentation skills, it's a platform of expression. There are many of them. Your social media presence, whether it is Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, it's a platform. I remember when I came on Instagram, I think in 2018, I had a message. The message was that I wanted to help small, medium scale business owners to put structure in their business so that they can scale profitably, so that they can deliver value in their business without being overwhelmed. and so that their businesses can continue to grow and scale with or without them. That was my message. Instagram was my platform. Do you see? It could be a newsletter or a blog. That's also a platform. Today, I have close to 4,000 subscribers on LinkedIn because I have a LinkedIn newsletter called the Family Enterprise Insights. Every other week, I put out something in the newsletter. I write generally as posts on LinkedIn, but I also write specifically for that newsletter. And people found it valuable. They subscribed to it. I didn't market it to anybody. I have a mailing list, for instance, close to 6,000 people on the mailing list that I share messages with from time to time. I have this YouTube channel. Can you see all the different platforms where I put out my voice, where I share my brilliance, where I share knowledge? Every other Friday, I come on and I share life with business owners, for instance. From time to time, I create content, I create video content, I put it out here. I do live sessions just like this. I'm sharing my knowledge with the world. Some people will watch the replay of this and they will be blessed by it. This is my platform, or I'm leveraging a platform that has been created. For those of you that love speaking, you can start a podcast. That is a platform. Do you see? That is a platform. I'm sure now you've been able to see that there are several platforms that you can leverage. I used to write for, and I still do once in a while, for local newspapers. I have a column in Guardian Woman, called Women and Wealth. Okay? That's a platform. I write articles. I used to write for Bella Niger before. Those are platforms. Because alternatively, I could have written all these articles and kept them on my laptop. Who will benefit from it? But then I leveraged social media. I leveraged print media. I leveraged everything that is around me. Platforms that have been created. Without a platform, your passion stays hidden. Without a platform, your passion stays hidden. Put that in the chat for me. Without a platform, your passion stays hidden. You can become the world's best kept secret. And we don't want that anymore. It doesn't serve anybody, do we? We don't want that anymore. We want to be able to serve the world with the gifts that we have and with the brilliance that we have and the value that we have and the awesomeness that we are. Without a platform, passion stays hidden. So the key point here is your passion needs a platform to grow. Passion without a platform is invisible potential. Passion without a platform is invisible potential. Nobody is seeing it. Nobody is blessed by it. As a matter of fact, it's a waste. It's a waste. And I hope you know that you're going to be accountable for everything that you've been given that you never used, that you didn't use to bless anybody, that nobody was, a beneficiary of it. All right. So now we understand the difference between passion and platform. We get it, right? Okay. Now, why is it that most people stay stuck at that level of passion? If I say you guys should put down your passion now, what are the things that you're passionate about? And I still want you to put it in the chat. What are you passionate about? I see a few people have done that, but I still need you to put it there. Why do people stay stuck at passion? Why? Why is it that people are not able to convert that passion into value that can be engaged by other people? Let's talk about what's keeping many gifted people like yourself from taking that next bold step. What is it? You see, this is one thing I have seen over and over again, and maybe you can relate with it too. You love what you do. In fact, people say you're good at it, but somehow you're still hiding. You're still small. You're still unsure. When I was going to come out on social media to start to talk about this thing that I'm passionate about and really show people how I could help them to navigate putting structure in their business, I had questions in my mind as well. I wondered if people will believe me. I wondered if people will wonder why I feel like I'm qualified to do that for them, especially because I was not a business owner or I wasn't running a business at the time. I was in corporate career. I had questions whether people would judge me, even people in corporate career like myself, who'll be wondering, what am I trying to do? Who'll be wondering, you are a C-suite executive. Why are you coming on social media to be doing IG live? It felt belittling in a way when I started, especially when you would say you have open classes, open workshops, you price it at 15K, 20K. And people like, this is somebody that earns some decent 7, 8 figure salary, and then you're doing 20K stuff. It felt somehow belittling. Sometimes I felt judged. I felt somehow about it. Sometimes I felt unsure. Sometimes I want to post a particular content, I'm overanalyzing it. And then at some point I just say, you know what, post it anyway. What's the worst that can happen? In fact, somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn one day out of, should I say genuine care or whatever it is. But in hindsight, I know that the person was afraid. They were projecting their own fear on me. And she came into my DM. She said something like, Biola, I see what you're doing on LinkedIn and all that. You know, very good. I like it. But I think you should just, temper it down a little bit. Don't come on so often. Don't write, don't send content, or don't post content so often because your employers are also on LinkedIn and they're looking at what you're doing. You may come across like maybe you're not committed to the work, or you're not loyal, or she just gave her own whatever. I just told her thank you. But I didn't let that stop me. Guess what? Today, she's also trying to come on LinkedIn to become active, to now start putting her own content out there. In fact, she's gone through like a visibility coaching, LinkedIn visibility coaching program to enable her. It was something that she was struggling with. She would love to do what I was doing. But you see, the fear that she had was what she was projecting on me from a place of she's trying to advise me. So sometimes when people tell you certain things, it is because they wish they could do that thing that you were doing. And every time you did it, it's almost as though you have put torchlight on their own weakness. So you're making them see their own shortcomings when you come out with your brilliance. And so there will be people that when you come out to begin to talk about your message and put yourself out there, who may feel somehow about it. It's not about you many times. It's more about them because your brilliance is reflecting on their own inadequacies. Your brilliance is reflecting their own shortcomings. It's reflecting on their own fears that has held them bound. So if you're not careful, they can project that to you and they can come all nicely wrapped up as if it's out of care and love and concern. So why is it that people that are very good, they keep to themselves because of what people will say? They don't shine, they don't bring out their brilliance. They're still hiding. They are afraid of they are afraid of being judged. They are afraid of being misunderstood. They are afraid of their message being misinterpreted. I struggled at the beginning when, I would want to come on IG Live. In my mind, then I'll be like, what if I make a mistake? You can't withdraw your mistake, like you're live. So there's no opportunity to edit it. Do you see? I used to say to myself then that, hey, God, I don't want to go and disgrace my ancestors. Because you go and say something and you're on live and people are airing it online real time. And for a very long time, I used to overanalyze, just coming on live to share. I could never have done this at the time because I'll be like, I need to have my script in order. I need to, have everything I'm going to say so that I'm sure that I'm making sense, I'm flowing. But you see, with time, you get over all of that. With time, you get over all of that. You build your confidence. And especially if you're coming from a place of something that you're passionate about, You really would not have to overthink it before you know what to say. All right. So we're talking about why is it that people feel stuck? Yeah, the fear of not making a mistake. Yes, I know it's very real. It's very real. And people can be very unforgiving. They can be very unforgiving. Like, oh, were you not the one that talked about something that other day? And you're now saying it's a mistake, you know? So, yes, that alone can even hold people back. People can hold people back. So, why is it that people stay stuck at their passion? Number one, I'm not ready excuse. How many times have you told yourself that you're not ready? You know that this thing is a fantastic thing. The idea is cooked already, ready for you to deliver it, but you keep telling yourself you're not ready. You still feel like maybe you should do one more course, you should go for one coaching, you should read a book, you should. And I'm not saying don't develop yourself. I'm big on personal development. I'm a product of many coaches. I'm telling you, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I am not. I'm a product of many coaches. Many people have poured into me. I have a few mentors as well. Okay. But I'm saying one thing that I think that I'm gifted for is also that gift of rapid execution. I try not to overanalyze things. Once I have clarity about something and I believe it's valuable, I'm ready to get into action. I'm ready to put the concept to paper. I'm ready to get people on board on it. So that I'm not ready excuse is what I hear too many times from people. When you engage them, especially some of my coaching clients, okay, now we've been able to come up with this idea. What are we going to do to start executing? And then they begin to give you something that sounds like excuses. Yeah, I still feel like I need to, I don't feel like I have, the environment. I don't feel like I have the time. I still need to be ready with, I need some capital. They just come up with all manner of. Let me break it down to you gently. You will never feel 100% ready for anything. Never. There's nothing that I have done that I felt like, yes, now I've been able to tick, cross all the T's and dot all the I's and I feel 100% ready. No. In fact, there are some things that you'll be figuring it out as you go along. I've had abandoned projects before and I'm going back to them. So don't fixate on that. You will never feel ready. I told one of my coaching clients this last week, I said to her, I said, see, if you're waiting for a time when you will have time, because that's another thing that we tell us, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time, I'm so busy. I said to her, I said, you will never have time. You're waiting for a time when you will have time. You will never, that time is not going to come because your 24 hours is not going to be all of a sudden become 48 hours. You will not have time. So whatever you need to do, you better get about doing it. The people that went out of the house, never came back, and that's the end of their lives. They also were saying they didn't have time for a lot of the things that they wanted to do. They had goals, they had plans, they had things that they wanted to do, things that they told themselves they would do tomorrow. That tomorrow is not promised to anybody. You better get to it right now. You will never feel 100% ready for anything. So if you're waiting until you have it all figured out, you probably you'll be waiting until you're 85. I still be asking ChatGPT, can I start now? That is one excuse that I think that you need to face. If you're on this table, I'm shattering that table right now. Like, get off that table. Don't give me this I'm not ready excuse because you will never feel ready. How about you just start and then take it one step at a time? Number two reason or why people get stuck at passion level is the comparison trap. You're comparing yourself to another person. People will say things like, and somebody still said it in one of our coaching programs last week. The person said, what if there are already so many people doing it? Of course. Is there anything new under the sun? We are all regurgitating ideas and reinventing it. There's nothing new under the sun. Think about it. Look around you. See how people wear adire, for those of us in Nigeria. See how people wear adire fabrics today. See how people wear ashoke fabrics today. Our great grandfathers have been wearing these fabrics. See the way we are repurposing it. There was a time when I was in uni, this was in the early 2000s, and I felt a nudge to go and learn fashion design because I just used to have pictures in my imagination of what I could do with Ankara and Adire fabrics. I could share it with you pictures of me wearing Adire fabrics that I made into jackets, skirts, suits, you know, because I pictured that I could influence the office um outfits where we're forced to wear suits, but we can actually make those suits in Adire and Ankara materials. And I used to make those materials back then in school and wear them to school. This was early 2000. Today, that's what people are wearing. People now make ashoke. People make Adire with, making it into suits, making it into things that people wear to the office. This was my idea 2000, 2001, 2002. That was my idea. I saw it. It was a picture in my mind. And I started to do it for myself. Today, it's a thing. Almost 20 something years after. It's a thing. It's not the vibe. It's not the trend. Think about it. There's nothing new under the sun. So don't fixate on there are so many people doing it. Of course, why not? Every idea that you have, 1,001 people already have that same idea. It's the person that moves with it that really, really owns the idea. So you're watching somebody else chapter 20, you're comparing it to your own chapter 1, and you're saying, I don't want people to judge me because I'm not doing it as well as so person. Don't do it. They all started with no followers too. They all started with no fancy brand. They all started with no professional microphone, no guts, just guts and consistency. That's all they had. They just were courageous and they just started from wherever they started, and that was it. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Okay? What I said to that person in my coaching program last week was, see, let me tell you, nobody has your unique blueprint. Nobody has your unique signature. When I came on Instagram to start to talk about, putting structure in business and everything, there were other people that came after me. The truth is that they didn't deliver it the way I delivered it. Many of them even copied some of the things that I did. I started doing workshops. They too started doing workshops. One even took the workshop to different states, and they were very loud about it. They had a bigger audience. I created templates. They created templates. I created online course. They created online course. Everything I did, they pretty much replicated. No new idea. And I'm sure they made money. They had their audience. I had my own audience. See, this market is big. Your own people will hear your own voice. So don't fixate on, somebody else is already doing it. Why am I doing it? Don't do it. Number 3 thing is the fear of visibility. The fear of being seen. What if I fail? You see, some of us are secretly afraid of being seen because visibility means accountability. But let me tell you this, you're not afraid of failure per se. What you are afraid of is success. And success requires more from you. What if you're afraid that this video that you've done, what if you post it and it goes viral and your employer sees it? How would they see? What would they say about it? I actually created a product in 2021, and I was told that I needed to, do Facebook ads to promote it, and I needed to do some videos, created some videos. Do you know, I never knew that Facebook ad will go viral. It went viral. It had hundreds of thousands of views. Even Instagram coaches were reaching out to me to say, please, who shot that video for you? Who is doing your Facebook ads for you? And they went to use that same person. In fact, there was one particular Instagram coach that created a similar type of video, the same setting I had, and was also using it to run Facebook ads. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I didn't know it was going to go that viral. I just thought that it was. Do you know that after a while, when I saw a lot of people seeing, I'm like, oh my God, what if the people, I couldn't tell who had seen it, who had not seen it. So I was wondering, what if the people in my office are seeing the ads? How are they seeing me? Are they judging me? Are they looking at me one kind? Are they whatever? I can tell you what you're afraid of is not fear of failure, it's fear of success. Someone says visibility is pressure. Success requires much more from you. It requires accountability. You said you are going to do something, you now did not do it. They will remember. They will remember. For some people, it's also just that sense of overwhelm. Where do I even start? You are thinking of 101 steps. You have not even taken the first one. For some other people, it's lack of clarity. Just not being sure, who is this thing? Who is it really for? Who am I supposed to be serving with it? Where do I start with it? But here's the truth. Okay. Here's the truth. Your voice has value. Let's even establish that, first of all. Your voice has value. Your story has strength. There's one of my friends that started a movement that she called Women with Stories. I remember she even did a conference where she flew speakers from Kenya, from other parts of Africa, and she was trying to create a platform for women that has very unique stories and using that story to inspire other people to transform lives. Your story has strength. Your story has capacity to change another person's trajectory in life. Don't keep it to yourself. And your difference from other people, that thing that you're using to compare yourself with other people, your own uniqueness is your superpower. Yes, your uniqueness is your superpower. I usually tell people, in fact, one of the feedback I got from a lot of people is, how could you be teaching business structure when you're not particularly running a business? And I tell them, I'm running businesses. I have a unique vantaged position where I'm responsible for multiple businesses, so I'm not sucked into one. I have a background of consulting with multinationals, and I've seen how structured businesses are run. That vantage position gives me an edge over one person that has run only one business. And all they've seen in terms of experience is what they've experienced in only that one business, teaching business structure. My perspective, totally different from that person. My experience, totally different. But that my experience is my advantage, is my superpower. So it can't be the same thing. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It can't be the same. Everybody will teach from their own experience, from what they know. Do you see what I mean? So your story has strength, your voice has value, and your difference, your uniqueness is your superpower. Now let's talk about how to turn our passion into a platform. That's why we're here. That's what we're talking about. How to turn your ideas into influence. Let's get practical. Here is where rubber meets road. Here is where we shift from just motivation, because this is not just talk. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to push you into action. So this is where we shift from motivation to strategy, because inspiration without action is just nice vibes. And we're not here to just have nice vibes. We're here to take action. So number one thing that you need to do, step one, find your core passion message. I found mine. I found mine. I found what I was passionate about, what I love to talk about, and what I want to help people with. And I found who it will help at the end of the day. Do you see? So find your own. Ask yourself, what can I do effortlessly that others struggle with? Do you see? And what problem do I naturally solve for people? Ask yourself. What do people always come to me for? I realized that even though I had left consulting, consulting never left me. People were always coming to me with new ideas. Whenever they have new ideas that they're trying to process, they're trying to understand how to execute it, they come to me. I noticed that when they are trying to scale their business, they're trying to get to a level of growth and they're just trying to figure out how to make it happen, they come to me. I noticed that when people are overwhelmed in their business and they're just trying to figure out all the many issues that they have in their business, they come to me. I noticed that when people are trying to access capital for their business, so either they're speaking to an investor who is asking them some things that they need to, put together, or they need to tidy up their business to be able to present clean, financials, come up with projections of their cash flow, just, tidy up the entire business to be able to present something to the investor, or whether it's a bank that they're trying to secure a loan from, they come to me. So I know the things that people always come to me for. And these were things that I was giving them advice on pro bono without charging. That's how you also know your own. What do people come to you for? What do people ask you questions about? What is it that if people are stuck about it, you are the person that comes to mind when they're trying to figure it out? What is that thing? What is that thing? What is it that you can do without even thinking and others are struggling with it? What do people thank you for repeatedly? Thank you for this thing. Thank you for this thing. And this is something that you did without even thinking. But people are always thanking you for it. What is that thing? What topic or issues get you talking without stopping? What topics can you possibly teach, speak, or write about without even doing research or notes? What is that? Ask yourself. That's how you know what you are passionate about. Let's say, just like me, you love to organize. You love organizing chaos. Remember what I told you that when I was in school, I usually love to organize spaces. Like I come home and I realize that a lot of things are not in order. And just my natural instinct will cause me to begin to do all of those things. I never knew that passion that I had was the passion that would lead me into business. Because ultimately, what I was doing when I was talking to people about structure is that I was telling them to organize their businesses better to be able to scale and become more profitable. It's the same gift that I had. It's the same thing, the same passion for organizing, from taking people from a place of chaos to where things are organized. Is the same thing. So I want you to imagine also what were those things that people just used to talk about when you were younger. But now you're seeing that those same things have expression in the business place, in the marketplace. It's the same thing. See, your wiring is not by mistake. I'm telling you, your wiring is not by mistake. I still told this thing to my coaching client yesterday. She told me that she loves to, show up a certain way. She loves to, present herself a certain way and everything. And I actually also alluded to the same thing when she told me to tell her what I thought about her from my perception from afar, and even with, the fact that we've had coaching engagements and stuff like that. And I shared with her. And I said that you give premium vibes. And that's why I know that with your brand packaging, whether you consciously did it or unconsciously did it, your vibe is giving premium. And that's why I know that whatever it is that you're going to create has to be for high net worth individuals, because those are the people you serve. Even the experiences that you gather, that you have, is targeted towards those people. And the way you've also packaged yourself over time, the way you show up, the way you speak, the way you dress, everything about you also speaks to that. It's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. The things that you love, how you choose to show up at work, everything is not by mistake. When I was in the university, I was not one of those people that used to wear jeans anyhow. I used to dress like I was going to the office. In fact, somebody came to me one day. I wore a shirt that had something crested on it, a name, or something crested on it. And the person came to meet me that, is that the name of the company you work for? I laughed. I can't remember what it was that was written on the shirt. But the person just thought that I was a working class person who just comes to class on a part-time whatever. That's how the person saw me because of how I used to dress. I was a serious-minded person, and it showed through in the way I dressed. It's because I saw myself a certain way, and it came through in the way I dressed. Even when I started dressing, you would think that I was much higher than the level that I was, meaning that I got a level of respect and attention. And the level of seriousness was also accorded to me in how people approached me because of the way I carried myself. See, all these things is not, they may look very small, they may look inconsequential. But guess what? All of these are in your DNA, they are in your wiring because of the assignment on your life, because of the things that you're supposed to do. So if you're somebody that is not so given to organizing, it may also mean that you're called into an area that particularly does not require organizing to thrive. So I love organizing, whether it's home, whether it's business, whether it's events. That's a clue. That's your passion. I love organizing. I love to organize people's finances. That's why I'm a wealth coach. I love to organize people's businesses. That's why I help people with business structure. That's why I help them with their business finances. I love organizing. It's that simple. How you do one thing is how you do everything. I'm telling you. So it's not just what you like. That thing. It's not just what you like because you may have told yourself, oh, this is what I like. Yes, you like it. But guess what? The cue you should be taking from it is that, yes, you like it, but that's also value that can be monetized and scaled. Yes. That thing that you just say, oh, that's who I am, that's what I like. Guess what? That same thing is also value that can be monetized and scaled. That's your superpower. That superpower that thing that you like can become a YouTube series, can become a consultancy business, can become a book, can become an online course. I hope this is making sense. So that's step number one, which is you really finding your core message. Step number two, define who. Define your who. What I mean by that is clarify who you want to help with this superpower that you've now identified, with your passion message, with this thing you've been able to come to terms with as something that you're passionate about, that you want to leverage platforms to deliver to other people. Let me tell you something. You can't serve everyone. Everybody is not who you are sent to. Not even jollof rice is for everyone. Some people still prefer white rice. I don't understand it either. So I'm telling you, everybody don't. I mean, even as popular as jollof rice is, there's some people that still don't like jollof rice. You take them to a party, they want to eat their amala. Keep your jollof rice. Amala is the thing, and some of you are here. So I'm just saying, you are not for everybody. Okay, your platform need a clear audience. Who have you been called to? Who are you called to serve? Who are you resourced to serve? A platform is only powerful when it connects to people's real problems. So you need to ask yourself, who is struggling with something that I have mastered? There's something that I know business owners master, which is how to make sense of their business numbers. So it's one thing for you to say, oh, prepare your books of account, make sure your numbers are in order and everything. And so after everything that has been done, how do they make sense of their numbers? How do they draw insight? And this is something that I have a natural mastery for. When I look at your numbers tell me a story. I can tell you what's going on in your business just by looking at your numbers. I can draw trends. I can see inefficiencies. I can see where you are leaving money on the table. I can see where you are overstretching or overtrading. I can see it from your numbers. That's not something that many people know to do. And it's not because I'm a chartered accountant. It's more than that. So, who is struggling with something that you have mastered? Who is where you used to be? Maybe there's something you used to struggle with before. Now you've been able to gain mastery over that thing. Or there's still somebody who is still there, who is still struggling with that thing. Who is the person? Who is the person? Maybe before you used to struggle to sleep. Or maybe before you used to struggle to lose weight. But now you've been able to master how to maintain, a steady weight size. Or you now know how to get yourself to have good sleep and rest your body. It can be anything. Who is where you used to be that you can help with the knowledge that you have? What transformation can you guide them through? How can you create transformation for them? Before now, I didn't used to talk about wealth building, wealth creation. But I saw that I would be doing my generation a disservice because I know too much to not teach it. I know too much to not teach it. There's a sense in which I could have told myself, oh, there are many people on Instagram that are talking about this thing already. There are many finance coaches. Let them go and listen to those people. But guess what? I realized that I have a different way of saying some of the things that they've been saying. Interestingly, in our last coaching session last week, I asked people, why did you come into my coaching? One of the things that they said was the fact that when we saw you, when we heard your voice, when we encountered what you were teaching, you were different. We saw genuineness. We saw that you were open. We saw that you were vulnerable. You wanted to share. There was no holding back. We saw authenticity. We felt we could trust you. I was just looking like this, wait, you know. So that's to tell you, see, the fact that other people are doing it, the fact that other people are saying it, does not rule you out. When you do it, you will do it differently. You will do it your own way. And there are people that will prefer that your own way to other people. Because I asked them, I said, people have been teaching you, the people have been doing saving challenge, as far as I know on Instagram. There are many of them. Why is it that you follow these people and you never brought yourself to the point where you could save consistently? Why? You see that part of the Bible that says, your sheep will hear your voice and they will follow you. That thing is real. The people that you are called to, when they hear your voice, they will answer. Do you see? So ask yourself, who are you called to? And what transformation can you guide them through? What questions do people keep asking you? That's how you know who needs what you have. For instance, if you are a mid-level career person who has been able to crack the code on work-life balance, that's something that people still talk about, work-life balance, work-life balance. Guess what? Do you know who your tribe is? Your tribe are busy professionals who are burnt out and they are looking for direction. Now you have cracked that code. You can teach them your own blueprint. You can teach them your own your own roadmap, how you were able to manage, walk your way through, and now you have some, resemblance of work-life balance. You can teach them how you did it. Do you know one thing that people still reach out to me for coaching today? How to transition from 9 to 5 into full-time entrepreneurship. Because typically when people move from full-time career into entrepreneurship, there's always that fear of, what if I get into this business and I get into a point where I don't have money, or the business I've gone to do turns south. How do I transition seamlessly so that I don't get my fingers burnt and I don't get to a point where I have to go and look for another job again? There are people that know that they're supposed to be transitioning into something else, but they are afraid to move. And that's what some people have observed from me from afar. And they're like, Biola has done this thing almost effortlessly, almost seamlessly. And yes, I have done it. So that is something that I can coach somebody through. I can hold them accountable through. What have you gone through that you can help other people through as well? That's it. For instance, you are a career professional as well. You've been able to navigate career growth, not necessarily with a mentor. Maybe your platform now could then be how you're going to help young professionals to find clarity and confidence at work. Do you see? So think about it. Step three, choose your medium. Your medium is the channel that fits you the most. When I was coming online, I chose two platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn. Instagram, LinkedIn. LinkedIn because the people that are like me are on LinkedIn. When I speak, they will hear my voice. They will understand, they will relate with me. Instagram because most of the people that I wanted to help are on Instagram. Do you see? So I found home on both platforms. It was much later that I started to do YouTube, repurpose my messages on YouTube. Even that has not been very active or consistent over the years, right? But I've come up to, to now do more of YouTube in recent times. But it was Instagram and LinkedIn. So this is where rubber meets road. You need to find your own medium. You don't have to be everywhere. I struggled to be on Twitter or X. It just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel like home. I didn't feel comfortable there. For some people, it's a great place for them. Good. Some people it's TikTok. Good. Some people it's Facebook. Good. My point is you don't have to be everywhere. Pick a platform that works well with your strengths. Also, what's the best format for your voice? My voice is professional voice, even though I try to, jest around a bit, joke around a bit. But I'm sure if I ask most of you to give me feedback in terms of how you perceive me, one of the things you probably will say to me is I come across as serious minded. I come across as professional, you know, prim and proper. Those are the things that I've heard people say to me. I don't know if you think that way too. I know that I cannot lose that professional side of me. It's part of my wiring. That was partly why I chose LinkedIn. Because I know that when I show up in that strength, the people on LinkedIn can take it. They understand that language. My voice will resonate with them. Do you see? So, do you speak well? You can start a podcast. You can start a YouTube channel. Do you write well? You can build a blog. You can write a newsletter. You can share on LinkedIn, Medium, Substack. There are many of them now. You can write in print media. Are you creative and you love visuals? You can do Instagram reels. You can do Canva carousels. You can do Pinterest or Pinterest. You can do TikTok. When I started my brand, I started with written content, just simple posts. And guess what? People showed up. They engaged. They said, oh, this is helping me. And that encouraged me to do more. That's how a platform grows, with one voice, one post, one person at a time. If I didn't put myself out there, those of you here watching me now will not find me. Okay? So don't overthink it. Pick one channel and start from where you are. Step four, start showing up. Although imperfectly, but create consistently. You don't have to be perfect, but show up. Show up and give your best. I know your first few videos may look somehow. They can look like maybe 2005 voice notes. Yes, you might get 7 likes, and maybe your aunt might be the only one that will comment on the video. It's okay, but keep showing up. Clarity comes through consistency, not perfection. And as you show up, you get better. My son used to ask me a question because I watch my videos. And he would say, Mommy, why are you always watching yourself? And I just laugh. And I'll say to him, I'm not watching myself necessarily listening to what I'm saying. I'm watching myself to see what I'm doing when I'm speaking. Because when I'm in the heat of the talk or the conversation, you're not even conscious of your mannerisms. I realize that when I speak a lot with my hands. How many of you have noticed it? So if I'm not conscious, there's a sense in which my hand can be going all over on the video, on the whatever. So I have to catch myself to manage the hand gesticulation. Do you see? I speak a lot. Those are the things I pick out when I watch my video. When I'm watching my video, I'm asking myself, am I looking straight into the video? What is my voice projection? Did I project my voice properly? Did I sit and I'm slouched? Am I straightened up? Was I articulate in my thought process, how I conveyed my message? Yeah, I say that's how you get the message. Yeah, you see that hand gesticulation part, that one is natural. But I often have to moderate it so that it's not distracting. So when my son asked me, Mommy, why do you watch yourself? I told him that's what I watch. So that when next I show up, I can show up more powerfully. I can show up more intentionally. Do you see? So it's not going to be perfect from day one. I watched some of the videos I did 5 years ago, and some of them I just laughed. Like, what? Look at the background. You didn't even. In fact, there was one that I saw recently, and I think it was an IG live, and I saw that the light that was behind me had fallen off on one side or something like that, and I didn't see it. I just went on with that IG live. I watched that video. I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I put this out there? But you see, people will see that and they will see me now. Guess what they will see? They will see growth. They will see how I have grown. And they will come to understand my journey. They will come to see that nobody really shows up all figured out, all done. So when I'm saying to you, start anyhow, go and watch the videos I did in 2017, 2018. You will see the difference. You will see the difference. And that will give you inspiration to say, this woman was not really that perfect. Oh. See, she also even made mistake here. She made mistake there. But look at her today. That would encourage you. That would even motivate you. Even more than what I'm saying right now. Do you see? And that's how people also know that you are authentic. Because you're not saying things that you have not done. Do you see what I'm saying? So show up. Don't think to polish it 100% before you show up. Let people see the behind the scene, how rough and chaotic it is. You will be shocked that that's what people would even resonate with the most. Don't wait for everything to be ready. Platforms are not born fully or fully formed. There's no platform that was created fully formed. Even some of the platforms that we've all called, that we call home today, which is IG, YouTube, whatever, those platforms have also evolved over time. None of them were fully formed. They were built through consistency. When I started the Biolaflow brand, I didn't have all the answers. I had a message. I had a clear audience. and the willingness to serve and evolve. That's all you need. So today, that seed has been sown. It has grown into books. It has grown into coaching programs. It has grown into mentorship platforms just like this one. What's the lesson here? You grow into your platform. You don't wait to become perfect to begin. You grow into your platform. Step 5, build community, not just content. It's easy to just put out content out there. A platform is not just about you speaking. It's more than content. It's about creating connection. It's about creating trust. It's about creating transformation for people. Let that be at the back of your mind. Whatever it is that you do, ask questions. Listen to feedback from your audience. Respond to their comments. Share your behind the scenes. Let them see that you're also not perfect, just like them. That way they connect with you better. Be generous with knowledge. I come here, I share knowledge with you from my years of experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? Give value before you ask for anything. Don't be keen to want to make money without giving value first. Give value first. People follow voices that feel real and relevant and authentic. Make your own voice like that. Okay? There are many examples that I can share of people that inspire us, people that have become a voice. Someone like Ibuka Oshika, she's become a voice. Anywhere a voice is represented, it comes with respect. And she didn't become the first female chairman of First Bank overnight. She leveraged her passion for leadership and excellence. She was given to public speaking, mentorship, impact driven platforms. How do you turn your idea to influence? It is passion plus visibility. Passion plus visibility. That's what gives you influence. Start simple. It's not even old people that have influence. Young people have influence. Think about the founders of Piggyvest. Very young people that started as a simple idea on Twitter. Today is a full-blown fintech platform that is helping thousands of people to build financial discipline. And of course, they've made some decent billions of dollars with that. You see, that small idea can grow wings if you build it out and you show up with it. Influence is a byproduct of obedience to your passion. So if you're somebody that wants to be influential, you want to be impactful, your obedience, the byproduct of your obedience to your passion is influence. Influence is not in your talent, it is in your obedience. So if you're sitting pretty, you're sitting on gold, and you're praying for a breakthrough, sis, go and post that idea. Bro, go and record the video. Start the platform. Someone is waiting for your obedience to unlock their own next breakthrough. I can tell you that categorically. Influence is not about being popular. It's about being purposeful. It's not about chasing clouds. It's not about chasing followers. It's about building trust. It's about what your voice carries. True influence is when people change their lives because you showed up. Okay? That's the kind of platform that we're building here at Thrive. We create a safe space for people to express themselves and become better versions of themselves. So I'll leave you with this. What's the passion that won't leave you alone? That thing that won't leave you alone, that keeps coming after you. Who are you called to serve with it? What step can you take this week to begin to build your platform? I need you to reflect on this. So this month, you're not going to hide anymore. I want you to stop hiding. And I want you to put in the chat, in the WhatsApp community, answer these 3 questions. I'm going to go over it again. What's the passion that won't leave you alone? Who are you called to serve with it? What steps can you take this week to begin to build your platform? I want each and every one of you to go and answer that in the WhatsApp community. Okay? So stop hiding. From now, your passion is not random. It's a clue, it's a gift, it's a calling. And platforms are not just built for you to be loud or to be flashy or to be famous. It's for those that are willing to do the work, that are willing to serve deeply and to show up consistently. So this month, I need you to commit to building your platform. One voice note, one post, one conversation at a time. Take one bold step toward your platform. Launch that idea. Share the message. Open the account. Write the first line, the first paragraph. Host your first session. Could be physical, could be online. You're not too late. And you're not too small. You just need to decide and start. Because someone out there is waiting for you, is waiting for your voice. Because passion alone will not build the future, will not build your future. Passion plus platform plus purpose-driven action. That's your launch pad. So let's go from passion to platform, and from platform to real lasting influence. Let's go and build influence that counts. And I trust that you're going to make us proud. I hope this session has been awesome, has been interesting. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got value from it. Now it's your turn to take action. And I'll see you. We'll continue the conversation in the community. Take care and God bless you. See you soon.